Hey guys, good evening. If you can hear me and see me loud and clear, type C in the chat box. And we will get started in just couple of minutes. And if you can see my screen, type S in the chat box. Beneath, so session is happening on the YouTube live channel. Okay, so you can drop from this webinar and go on YouTube channel. I have pasted the link in the chat and the Q&A, and we are starting there. Okay, perfect. Let me share my screen and I will get started. Okay, guys, welcome back. So I hope you are following the Google Sheet and you are able to complete the videos from there. And today we are going to understand EC2 instance storage. Let me get my pencil. And this is very important concept, and you will see this. There will be question in your certification, and in general this is also very important question if you are planning to work as a solution architect. So you will be asked to design a solution where your application need high performance block storage. So that's where we use EC2 instance storage. So let's start and understand what is instance storage. So instance storage is temporary block label storage. So if you have been following the previous videos, we have also understood EBS, elastic block storage, right? And EBS, elastic block storage, as name suggests, this is also block storage. So like EBS, instance storage is also block storage, but difference is this is temporary. And I will explain in a moment what is temporary, but let's understand this is block storage. So what is difference between EBS and instance storage? So if we say EBS and instance storage, so both are block level storage. What is difference? So to understand that, let's go on architecture, because you are preparing for AWS certified solution architect associate. So you should understand this from the architecture perspective. So what happened when we launch any EC2 instance, then AWS has the host. So if you imagine this is the host one, and we have another here, host two. So when we go and launch a EC2 instance, so it will get launched on this host. Then what is this host? Host is nothing but a big server. So imagine this is something like your laptop. This host is similar to your laptop, but with the bigger capacity. There is more capacity. So if you have used your laptop ever to install VirtualBox, and then after installing VirtualBox, what we do? We create virtual machine there, right? And I have been doing a lot in my college time. So I install VirtualBox, then I create a Linux uh, operating system there, Windows operating system there. So on my laptop, I was creating another laptop, right? So similar, this is host is this host are like laptop but bigger machine with a bigger capacity. So when we create and request a instance, then this instance came over here. Now when we launch a instance, then there is a storage option, right? And this storage is EBS storage. As of now, if you have been following the previous videos, so when we go and launch EC2 instance, then there is the storage, and that storage is EBS, Elastic Block Storage. So Elastic Block Storage is network attached storage. So if this is our EC2 host, so if EBS is something like this, it is somewhere in AWS environment, an AWS data center, if you technically say, and this is a hard disk. So EBS is nothing but a hard disk, okay, but bigger hard disk. So you have also hard disk, 5 GB hard disk, right? Someone has a 1 TB of hard disk, so that is also hard disk, but with the bigger capacity, okay. And this hard disk is attached through the network, like our laptop, right? Laptop, when we connect our hard disk, so this is something network attached, right? This is attached to the network, okay. So with Ethernet we are connecting this. So similar here, EBS is the network attached. This is within AWS environment and is attached through network to our, not here, to our EC2 instance. So this is not direct, whereas this machine, the big server where we are launching this EC2 instance, this also has storage. You see, this also has the storage, like our laptop has the internal storage, right? So again, this big computer also has storage, and this storage is called instance storage. So when we get this storage that is directly attached and directly come with this big server, and we get this storage, so this storage is called instance storage, whereas when we get this EBS volume, so that is network attached, okay. So this is the difference between EBS and instance storage. So both are block storage, but difference is EBS is network attached and this is local attached, local to the instance. So instance storage is local to the instance. I hope now this is clear to you. Now couple of things you need to remember. So EVS volume we can get any point of time. So again, if you have been following the previous videos, so once you launch EC2 instance, then there is the root volume, and after that, if you want any point of time, you can go ahead and create new volume and attach that new volume to your EC2 instance. Whereas if you need instance storage, this is only attached while launch time. So when you are launching EC2 instance, that time only you can get instance storage, otherwise you cannot get it. So that is the rule and thumb rule you need to remember. Other than that, again, one important point, this instance storage is not available for all EC2 instance type. So this is available for certain instance type. So if you need, then go ahead, check on AWS documentation which instance type has instance storage available. Now, okay, again, I will come on that point later. But now let's come back to first point, why this is called temporary. Okay, and this word temporary and also non-persistence and also ephemeral. So this is three term we use all the time inside the industry when you use instance storage, or also you see this term inside your AWS certification exam. So temporary means we know this is temporary. What is persistence? Non-persistence. Persistence means if it stay for the longer time, that's called persistence. So instance storage is not persistence. This is temporary. So this is called non-persistence. Again, this is called ephemeral. Ephemeral means short live. So all this term has same meaning, okay, short term and the temporary. So your instance storage is temporary, non-persistence, and ephemeral. Now, question comes: why? How this is temporary? Okay. Now again, let's go back to the architecture and understand here. So as I said, when we launch EC2 instance, and if you need instance storage, then we get instance storage from host of our server, right? So if this instance B, so if this getting instance storage 1, and if XYZ reason this instance stop here, then it will change the host. From this host, it will go to the another host. And one thing do remember, AWS never tell you and never guarantee you your guys. My audio is clear. Just wanted to ensure if you can able to hear me. Please type clear in the chat box if you can hear me. Yes, Pooja saying clear. Perfect. Super. Because I have started without saying without confirming my audio. Okay. So when we launch a EC2 instance, let me click here. So when we launch EC2 instance, then EC2 instance goes on the certain host, and this host will change any point of time. And why, sorry, when it will get changed, I will explain in a moment. But AWS don't guarantee you your EC2 instance host will remain same all the time. If XYZ reason, if you want, you need your EC2 instance should go on the same host, then there is some other option. Okay, we go for the dedicated instance host or dedicated host. But in general, if you don't go for that option, and 99% of time inside the industry, we don't go for the dedicated host and the dedicated instance, if you, because that is more costlier and that is designed for a specific use case. So your instance will go on any host and it will keep changing. Okay, so if this instance change from this host to the this host, then you know here is got this storage, then same storage it will get allocated from here. So that's why this is temporary. So when host get changed, then it will lost everything what you have on this storage. That's why this is called temporary. Now question comes, when this host will get changed. This host will get changed in couple of conditions. Okay, so there's many conditions, I'm going to tell you couple of them, and one of them is stop. If you stop your EC2 instance and virtual machine on AWS, then this host get changed. Other reason could be reboot. Even if you reboot your EC2 instance, then its host get changed. And again, AWS also do host maintenance. So if they are doing some host maintenance, some network update, some security update, again they will move your EC2 instance from one host to another host without informing you. What does it mean? It means if you have stored anything on instance storage, you're going to lost it. Again, if there is host failure, and also if there is a scaling. So these are different reason EC2 instance host get changed. It means if you stored anything on your instance storage, that will get lost. Now question comes, why, what are the different use case we should use instance storage? And there are many use case, and top of that we use because instance storage is completely free of cost. Whether you get 5 GB of instance storage or maybe 10 terabyte of the instance storage, these all are completely free of cost. Now you think, can I go and get the 10 terabyte of instance storage? So answer is not exactly. This is completely depends on instance type and size of the instance you are using for your EC2 instance. So respective of that size, you will get the instance storage. So again, as I said, this is free of cost, then why not use that? So that is one reason. But question is, when do you use it? Okay, we should use for the high performance data access. Why instance storage is the high performance? So it's very simple. You understood by now from this architecture. Here instance storage is directly coming from the host where we have this EC2 instance, right? Whereas network storage, this is hard disk, this is network attached, right? This is network attached with our host. So there is some performance impact, but not so huge impact, but of course there is. And sometime when we design some critical application for the customer where we need high performance block storage, then we suggest and go for instance storage. So that's why I said in the beginning, if you need high performing block storage, then instance storage will be your one of the solution. Now again, question comes again on the first point. This is temporary. Why do we use it, right? What are different use case? Yes, there are some use case like big analytics. Okay, when we do big analytics, then we play with the huge data, and that data need to be as close as possible. Okay, so in that case we use instance storage. Another use case is ETL, ex- extract, ETL. Okay, extract, transform data. Okay, so here what we do, we get the data, then we extract it, transform it, and once we get final output, then this data we put on some long-term storage. Okay, so if you're doing this kind of work, then we use instance storage. Okay, and again this is free of cost, always keep in mind. Also we use this for frequently accessed data, so like any redis cast, memcached. So this kind of storage, okay, always goes on the instance storage, okay, for the better performance. So these are some different use case when we use instance storage. Now couple of things we need to remember and keep in mind. For the EBS volume, we take backup, right? We take backup. And what this backup is called? This backup is called snapshot. Whereas in case of the instance storage, we cannot take snapshot. Snapshot is not supported for instance storage. So if you are using instance storage, whether for the temporary use or frequently used case, then this is your responsibility to frequently take backup or take this data, move somewhere else where you can store it permanently. And this is well integrated with block storage. From instance storage, you can move data on the block storage, EBS. You can also move data to Amazon S3. Okay, so this is possible. Again, like ABS, elastic block storage, this also come with the different flavor, like it comes as SDD, and also non-volatile memory express, SSD. So again, like EBS, we have the different storage type, right? So we have the SDD, right, where we get the high throughput, SDD, where we get the high input output, right? So similar we can also get for the instance storage as well. Okay guys, so this is pretty much today what I wanted to cover about instance storage, and we will stop here today. And I know this is little short, but this is very important if you are preparing for AWS certified solution architect associate. I will guarantee you there will be question on this topic. Okay, and it's very important for you to understand what is different between EBS and instance storage. Okay, what are different use case? So if you understand all this concept, then you will be easily able to answer. So these all points, if you want, take a snapshots. Anyways, all these videos will be available on the YouTube channel once again. Sorry, as this is live, so of course this is available. So guys, that's pretty much. So if you have any question, I will take your question now, and I will be here for the next 5 minutes. So do let me know your question. If all good, give me a thumbs up, and then we can end the session over here. Stop sharing screen. Now you can see me. Let me stop the slide, save it, close it, and I don't see any question. So looks like I did well, or you understood everything. Okay, guys, perfect then. If there's no question, Pooja, thank you so much. I see the thumbs up. So great, good to see you. And guys, I wish you great weekend and keep learning, keep going, keep growing, and see you guys on the next Friday. Thank you. Bye bye. Bye bye.
Papa, I have a surprise for you. It's a very big surprise.